first off, there's gonna be spoilers. I'm literally gonna go through the entire movies, so there will be spoilers. The entire movie. If you haven't seen it, stop, go see it. Endgame, okay? Okay. So the film opens up with Hawkeye and his kids.
Oh, this is so much fun. I love playing with my kids each and every day. I treasure them here and they're gone.
Thanos. So the film really opens with Tony and Nebula on the ship from Infinity War.
I failed. Everyone is dead, and soon I'm going to be dead.
Foreshadowing. But then,
Captain Marvel!
so the three return to Earth, and they decide to go kick Thanos' ass. But before we do any of that, we need to talk about Captain America's ass. That ass is the ass of America. So they go to fly over with Thanos's and... What's that? Do you hear it? It's funny because Thanos is basically Shrek. What are you doing in my swamp? So they want to get the Infinity Stones, but there's a problem.
I wiped out all the Infinity Stones when I snapped my fingers. Oh, hey, Nebula.
Hey, Dad. And then frickin' Thor chops Thanos' head off!
I did go for the head.
So then you're probably wondering, like, what are they going to do next? Like, Thanos is already dead, his head is lying on the floor. What are they going to... 5 years later. So you remember in Ant-Man and Wasp when Scott Lang was trapped in the quantum realm? Well, he gets out because a rat pushed a button. So Scott tells the team that in their time, he's been stuck for 5 years, but in his time in the quantum realm, he's been stuck in there for 5 hours. And that equals time travel. I'm not entirely sure how that works, but I don't care. Heck, I don't even think the movie understands how it works. Anyways, the rest of the team have to go find Tony, because Tony's now in a log cabin. And Tony has a daughter now with Pepper. The daughter is like the cutest thing ever, and I want more Tony Dad. We're not getting it. So the team has to go through the quantum realm to find different Infinity Stones in different time periods. Tony denies this idea as he thinks it's silly.
And who could blame him?
But then Scott Lang says, but Tony, it could theoretically work.
No.
But then...
Oh my god, it could work.
And then Black Widow finds Hawkeye in Tokyo, fighting people with a samurai sword.
I'm not entirely sure how he got to that point. Does he think the more people he stabs, the better chance he has of getting his family back?
Give me back my family! And then Bruce Banner is still Hulk, but he's also Bruce Banner. I'll call him Broke. So Broke and Rocket find Thor, and he's a little... I am Thor. So Broke says, won't you help us defeat Thanos?
Don't ever say his name again. I'm a failure, and I have to live it as such.
Aw, come on.
Yes.
So anyways, the team split up and they each have to go find an Infinity Stone, and Broke meets the Ancient One in New York.
Give me the Time Stone.
No.
Give me the Time Stone.
Okay. Wow, this is seeming way easier than I thought. So anyway, the team split up and they go back in time to 2012 when the Avengers first formed. And then current Steve ends up fighting the 2012 version of him. And the 2012 one is defeated.
You want to know why I won?
Because I got a nice ass. So Iron Man and Ant-Man try to get the Space Stone, but they lose it and Loki gets it. Aha. But the thing about this time travel is that they only get one shot each. So now they're thinking,
oh no, we're stuck in 2012. What will we do?
And then Steve is like, you know what we can do? We can go back further in time for an earlier version of the stone and use whatever time travel devices were back in there, and we can travel again. And that's what they do. They travel back to the 1970s, and Tony sees his dad.
Dad.
And Steve sees Peggy.
Peggy.
But enough of that. Fat Thor! So Rocket and Thor have to travel to Asgard in 2013 and get the Reality Stone from Jane Foster. Do you remember the first 2 Thor movies? No, you don't. But then Thor meets his mother.
Mother, I came to get the stone.
Oh, I know, dear.
But how?
I'm your mother, I know everything.
Oh, Mommy.
Yes! But first, I got my hammer back. Meanwhile, Hawkeye and Black Widow go to Vormir in 2014, and they need to get the Soul Stone, and if you remember, the only way to get a Soul Stone is to kill someone you love. And so the two of them are like,
No, I insist I kill myself first. I mean, like, nobody's gonna miss me. I mean, I have a family and all. No, I insist I kill myself first. It's only fair that I do it. I mean, you do have a family. No, it's okay. You're my friend. I don't mind doing it. It's fine. I don't come back. No big deal. I'll just go right now. Yup. Oh, you cheeky monkey.
ta-ta! Black Widow is dead. Meanwhile, Nebula and War Machine arrive in 2014, but there's a problem. There's two Nebulas. One of them which is evil and works for Thanos. So Thanos captures the good Nebula and sends the evil Nebula in her place. And now they got all the stones, and Brolk is like... What a baby. But did it work? Well, yes, except evil Nebula sent Thanos back in time and almost killed everyone. But they live. Now it's a race to get the Infinity Gauntlet. Thanos summons his army. And Steve Rogers is like,
Yeah, I might be almost dying, but I'll fight you.
Hey, Steve!
What? Who said that? Sam? Is that you?
Yeah, it's me! On your left!
Ha, I see what you did there.
and when I say they're back, they are back. Everyone is here. And when I say everybody, I don't mean Smash Bros. I mean everybody's here. The Wakandans, Spider-Man, Groot, the Guardians, Doctor Strange and his people, Valkyrie, the armies of Asgard, the Ravagers, Captain Marvel's back. Where did she go? Pepper Potts in an Iron Man suit! And then everybody is fighting. They're literally treating the gauntlet like it is a football. Oh yeah, and good Nebula shoots bad Nebula.
Wait, if you killed your past self, how are you still alive? I don't know.
But it isn't enough. Thanos is able to take the gauntlet back.
Haha, you thought you could beat the mighty Thanos, but you were wrong. You are just simple mortal beings that have no idea. Wait, where are the stones?
And then Iron Man says,
I am Iron Man.
Thanos and his army are wiped out.
And then, and then, and then, and then,
And then Tony dies. Oh yeah, Valkyrie is now the Queen of Asgard, Thor joins the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Steve Rogers goes back in time, marries Peggy, and he appoints Sam Wilson the new Captain America. So yeah, basically what I thought of Endgame was I thought it was a very satisfying end to the MCU. It was acted well, it looked great. The stuff with the time travel didn't really make a lot of sense, but hey, at least the movie acknowledges it. But overall, I think it's a fantastic end to the MCU, and just a great movie overall. Subscribe!